Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. I am AJ. Nice to meet all of you today on this amazing trading day today. I'll tell you, in just the last 2 days, earnings is just starting to really excite the stock market world. Um, when you look at the up and coming ones, like let's take a look at Earnings Whisperer, for instance. Earnings Whisperer, everyone knows you always follow them when it comes to earnings, what's upcoming, and he likes to chart things out and so forth. But today he was just, we it started with Netflix after hours yesterday, and continues on, and today I believe we have, I think he broke it up after the close today. We have Microsoft, my favorite ISRG, which is usually a 50, 60 point trade. Crowd is going to be insane because if they do good, they go to 80. If they do bad, it's a $42 stock. Um, and then tomorrow we get to wake up and guess what we get? Um, what is this? Hold on. After the close Thursday, yeah, we get actually tonight. We also get Skechers, which is one of my most favorite stocks to trade on earnings. I cannot wait for Skechers. We get Chewy, we get to see that for the first time. There are a lot of short sellers in Chewy thinking it's going to come down, even great Citron. But it's really, really exciting, just to be a part of this. And with Netflix last night, it really gave us a lot of opportunities in the chat room to do very well, make a lot of money. Noose was a good one the other day that we played. PM this morning, it's been nonstop. Um, just really great quality trades. Um, and then here's last night's IBM, eBay. We played eBay today. Netflix was on point today. And I think on this list we did. I stayed away from Alcoa. Didn't really need the need for that. And we played URI. Big range trades, big range ideas, and that's kind of like what we went after. But it was a lot of fun. So I'll just kind of get right into it. Here's our pre-market list that I put together. Keep in mind, I am up 2 hours early before the market even opens. And so what I do once I get up, I start researching stock after stock, idea, uh, all the small caps, mid caps, offerings, earnings plays, upgrades, downgrades. I'm looking everywhere, and I want to put together a quality list of ideas that traders have opportunities to make money on. Um, and I want to explain each one as I do them, as I write them down, and most importantly, as also give the guidance, the entries, the exits, and where it's going. Plus, I trade 3 or 4 of the stocks on my own, um, off my own list. I usually don't deviate unless the great small cap crew find me one, like B Trades or Raphael will notify me one if I see it's running. I like it. Sometimes I chase it. I lose a few bucks, but I usually get my money back because I'm trading the stuff on my list. But if it looks like it's going to run, I'll go for it. So, and I alert the room right away uh, what's going on. So today, I think Netflix is our number one play today. Then small cap, I went to CODX. To me, that was just a short seller's dream. Um, one trade, one entry, and then one exit. I'm looking for 110 to close out on that one on CODX. AMLRN was an offering. They offered 400 million, but they didn't price it. So that's why it hit my list today because I didn't have the pricing on it. I couldn't find it, but they had announced they were going to do 400 million, which drove the stock down. So I called a long out of the gate for a 1 to 1.5 points for quick money. And after that, I wanted to sell off because I didn't know the pricing. That's what made the stock so beautiful to trade. eBay was an amazing, beautiful trade. We called that right on point just by reading the earnings report. We made the decision what the stock would do. We played NVS. I really enjoyed this stock because typically NVS, they had really amazing earnings. They're up $5, $6. It's a slow fader. I was preferably looking for a gap fill to 91.50. They closed at 90.23, but we ended up getting it down to 93.50 and under. Great Fire nailed it too on the short side of it. It was a great trade, really impressive. We played URI. I'll show you that one. Race. Apple had an upgrade today, and then ACEST also had an upgrade. So I try to give a mix of everything for a trader, so their brain is constantly working and flowing, and they're trading, offerings, analysts, earnings, you name it, we're trading it. So let's just go quickly into what we saw. I want to start off by eBay. Um, we did to say that the stock would probably, most likely, not probably, the stock will pop at the open to 42. And that's one of the things that I like about the way we produce our pre-market list. Okay. There's not a lot of what ifs. It could, maybe. We don't use terms like that in this room. It's this stock is going here. When it hits here, it's going to come back down. Scale in short, write it down, and this is where I come in, where I'm constantly guiding you. Yeah, stay in it. It's going to come down. That's just a short covering there. Oh, that. Don't worry about that. Don't buy that. That's going to go more upside. I'm constantly giving guidance throughout the morning, the day, letting a trader know where stock is going to. So that way, a trader can say, "Well, I'll trim some here, put my stops, lower them, and just kind of walk the trade down uh, for the trader." And that's what I really love doing. I don't like traders getting out too soon. I kind of want to hang in there just a little bit. I think you'll get a little bit more money. Um, so eBay was just a really beautiful setup. We determined that the stock would probably most likely hit 42 right at the open, and then it would sell off to $40 and under, and then bottom curl and go long. And the reason why we determined that was because the earnings were not that impressive, um, and we just felt it would just simply gap fill. There was no reason to call the stock to go to 80 or 60 or 48, or just we don't do that. We're very precise in here, on point, and allows the traders to buy. I believe a comment was made that if you bought 70 contracts for $70, I believe they were, made 1,000% on your money today just on this eBay call alone. And anyway, we said it would pop at the open to 42, scale in short, take it down to 40 and under. And here's to 40 and under. Actually came down an extra point, so you could have made probably 1,500% on your money. It was a really good call. And just a lot of profit taking going on. That's really what that is. The next call we did today was Apple. Apple was a fun trade today for us. Apple caught an upgrade, I believe, from, I'm going to say Stifle, I think. I really liked Apple today. It was a really fast trade, very fun to play. Um, I really enjoyed it. So what I did is I told everyone in pre-market to go along the stock. This was all pre-market. So in the minute I walked in, I said, start loading the stock up 204 and under. So everyone in the morning could have got 204, 203.98, 90, 86. I said the stock was going to launch out of the gate to $206. That's what I said. The stock would launch out of the gate. I just wanted you to pick it up in pre-market here, and then you're going to get paid right out of the gate. And the reason why I said that is if you look, Apple got an upgrade. And here's Apple. It was our 10th pick today by Raymond James. $250 price target, and the analyst was on the TV this morning at CNBC. So that told me they gave this validity. So I wanted to trade it. So I said, okay, start buying the stock here at 203.90, and the stock will go to 206. And that was the call. I do see 205 to 207 on it. So just be prepared for quick money out of the gate. If you're playing options, you could have made 50 to 100% return on your money. If you're just playing the equity side, if you could get the decent size, depending on your account, in less than a total of, if you look, in 6.5 minutes, you were done. You were done for your day. Just it hit 206. The next stock that we did was a stock called Netflix. Now, Netflix was a big winner in the chat room and had paid us very, very well. Netflix, as I said yesterday, the stock was down 40 points, 45 points, I believe. And it got hit hard on earnings, as you can see. But after reviewing the analyst reports, after really, I didn't really even need to look so much at what Hastings had to say. I just looked to see how much they missed on subscriptions, which they did, miss quite a bit based on what they said they were going to get to what they got. But mostly the analysts kind of told me how to trade the stock today. So when I woke up this morning, I basically made the comment I would be buying the stock at 320 to 323, and the stock will pop at the open to 330 or to 335. I figured shorts here would want to cover and just uh, and just pop it right out of the gate. So I didn't. I really wanted 335. I did. I was really eyeballing it. I saw it here. I thought there's 330 and there's my 335. I could get. And if you look, I was looking here See the 330 right there? And then right there, I wanted to fill that gap there at 335. See that right there? That's all I wanted. I didn't figure shorts would get me that, but they decided, well, no, they hit me at 330 and stopped me. Came right back down, lower low set in, sold off, and found a base home again at 321, 322. As you can see, it's starting to make a pretty decent move to the upside. And then 99% of the analysts were all saying buy the weakness, add to your position. So that told me also that the stock was going to pop at the open. The next stock that we did was a small cap stock. It was called uh, Kodak or Sodak. I don't know how to pronounce it. Forgive me. Kodak was our small cap play today. Every day I like to provide this to the great traders in the chat room. A lot of traders don't have some traders don't have a ton of money. So what I try to do is simply find a small cap trade where they can size in with very little money and just as long as I can tell them the direction of the stock, that's the most important thing. So today I made the decision that the stock would come down from 210 and all the way down to 110 and under, and that's really what I was after. And the reason why I determined that, and I'll show you the number two pick in the room, uh, scale in short. I said you can, in my opinion, this is stupid. I think the PR is crap. So I really made it really clear that this was just a garbage play. But hey, you could make thousands of dollars, so why not, right? So I said, watch for any push at the open towards 220. You might get a buyer in there that might push it even higher, but in the end, this is a 110 and under stock, and that's where it's going. No ands, ifs, or buts. And it was all in the PR. If you want to see the PR, how it came out, this is the PR on it on CODX. I have a rule of thumb, okay? It's like the more you write, the more the bullshit is, okay? Remember that. The more you write, the more the bullshit it is. And before I came on to do the webinar, I explained in detail the keywords that I looked for to tell me this was a short. I didn't need to chart it out or, put all these different technical analysis ideas in your head why this is going to come down. I just simply look at it and tell you this is a gap fill to 110 and under, and you shouldn't really read too much into it. There it is. So it's got 10 more cents to go. It's hovering around 119. The next trade that we did was a company called URI, and I liked URI. It was a really nice trade today. We really nailed it on point. And what made it so nice was the fact that the report kind of said everything to me. When I read the report, they really didn't miss tremendously, even though the stock was gapping from 133 down to 123. That's a 10-point gap down. But after reading the report, I felt the stock would recover probably most likely back to 125, 126. If you look right here carefully, you see how it popped when the initial earnings came out and it hit this area right here at 126? That's really what I wanted. Okay, there's no way it was going to gap fill. I made that very clear in pre-market notes, but I also said that stock is going to probably run to 125 and add on weakness to 121. So you can get a quick 3 or 4 points out of the gate. And in 90 seconds, you could be done. And I'll show you the trade. URI. I belong here at 122.50. Room to add to 120. Stock will go to 125 to 127 right out of the gate. Get you paid. The more it pulls, the better the upside. Don't get scared of it if it hits 120. I'd be a buyer. So I'm telling the trader, once it hits there, then it's going to be an all-day fader. So once it hits my mark of 125, and you don't want to long it, you just want to short the stock, then you just simply wait. Okay, hit 125, boom, I'll take 200 shares short. Up, hit 126, add 100 more. AJ said an all-day fader. Once the lower low set in, bam, comes all the way down to 121. I'll show you the stock. It really worked out to perfection on this trade because we really understood how this was going to work because it was in the earnings report. You could read everything. And here's the pop, and here's the pullback. And it hit 125.34. I was, sometimes like you, I'll go on, Twitter, just kind of get a vibe of what's, you know, reality, I guess, out there outside our room. And I hear people all the time, say things like, let this stock settle, or I would never play the opening. You don't know where the direction of the stock's going to go. And, I hear that a lot. I do. I hear that so much. And in here, it's really interesting. We take the opposite approach. We tell you where the stock's going to go. You see the difference? And the reason why those traders that run rooms, these chat rooms, these so-called chat rooms, is because they really don't understand the stock. They really don't. They don't understand earnings. They don't understand how to read a report. They don't understand how to read analyst calls. They want things to be simple, stupid for you. They just want to make money off of you. That's it. Well, if the stock goes between this line and this line, then you want to go long, and if it goes below that line, you want to long it more. Da, 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 da. There's no basis. Some of these rooms trade the same stocks day in and day out, or they'll trade a CODX, and that's their only trade today because that's all they want their people to know. But in here, it's different. I have traders that are part time that come in here that they don't have much time. They need to make their money. I got 10 minutes for them to make a bundle of cash before they're out of here. And then I have the all day traders that just, okay, I'll just wait for the setup, pop it open, 125, 126, and the all day fade. Okay, I love those. I don't even have to, I can go back to sleep and come back in 4 hours and then cash out. You see? And so this is kind of, you know, what we do that's so different is we determine where the stock's going to go and why before it gets there. And that's what will always separate us from any room in the world. And so when I see a stock and I'm going, oh my God, long it, long, 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 and it goes, do you know how beautiful it is to watch your account? You ever seen you ever seen a money thing count machine where just you put the stacks of hundreds and you just watch it. Okay, that's what it's like in here. Once you nail the entry, like Netflix today, Jesus, it's just like you just watch it and you're smiling. That's my money. That's my fucking money. And the key obviously is to be consistent, but you have to know what the stock's going to do. How is the stock going to react before when the market opens? That's where the precision comes in and being in the right chat room. And doing this day in and day out for 16 years, traders. Think about that. It's not like this is 2 years. Oh, I think it'll do here. I don't think I know. you know, Netflix. Do you imagine making that call to everyone in the chat room? Netflix is going to pop 5 to 10 points out of the gate. How the fuck do you know that? Well, duh. Isn't it my job to know? Isn't that what you pay me for? Don't worry how I know. Just know that I know it's going to pop right out of the gate. So just go long. Okay. You know, but that's what you pay me for. All right, I'm going to give you another one I read today. What was it? There was one right on the money. I think it was it SAP? Was that the one? I think it could have been SAP. There was one. There was two of them I did right on the. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. MTB was a really good one. And SAP was good. Let me see how I wrote SAP. MTB was awesome this morning, but SAP was underneath it right here. Gapping down. I long at 125 and under. The stock will go to 130. That was a good one. And then, well, let's do Novalis. Okay, Novalis, they had a really nice earnings beat. Really nice earnings beat. And if you remember, a lot of you don't remember the stock. I do. Remember when this happened? Here, I'll show you. Uh, remember when this happened and it got gutted? Because I think they bought a company and see how the stock just got gutted? And I said to myself, this is a long. This is a long, you know? I think it was more than 30 days ago. Hold on. It got gutted like really bad in the 70s. Yeah, there it is. And I kept saying, buy this stock on weakness. And it just kept going down and down and down. And what happens, they bought a company, but their company's earnings went on their books, which dragged it down. But, you know, when I saw the 75 area, the analysts were saying buy the stock long. Well, today, NVS just blew it out of the gates. It really had great earnings. So, and they gapped up, as you can see, just tremendously from 90, I think it was $91 all the way to 95. But Because the stock trades kind of thin on off days, I felt that there were going to be it would be a great short for us and fill some of the gaps. So what I did is I told the traders in the room right here, NBS. If this opens towards 97, add to your short position. I'm looking for a nice gap fill pullback of 3 to 5 points off of that. I would prefer to watch to see if this comes to 91.50. If this does, go long the stock. But for me, I want to short this stock. I want a 3 to 5 point on the pullback. So if you're in it short at 95, I'm looking at what, 92, $93 a share. And what was really cool was the Great Fire was in our room, and he nailed the stock to the downside. He called the short on it himself with room to add. It was just a really well scripted play. And so the short was right here. Ding, 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 ding. It did not pop or break out, so there was no 97 coming. So all it was short right here. 200, 300, 400, 500 shares, add on any range. The stock came all the way down. And you can see they held it at 93 right here. And I think the stock just trickles back up to 95 to 97 a share. Nice recovery on a stock that kind of got burned 40 days ago. So that was that one. All right, and let's do one more. Let's do Amron. Now, what I liked about Amron, it's an offering play. A lot of people don't play offerings. They just don't. Well, in pre-market, what made this interesting for me today and why I picked it, I looked first, it was gapping down from 21 all the way down to 19, 18, 19. So I said to myself, why is this down? Jesus, why is this down? This makes no sense. So I come over here and I'm looking at my notes and I go to the screen on my scan and I'm like, why are you down? Amazon's a really nice trade. I like it. I can always play that. Well, they're doing a proposed offering for $400 million. But the problem is, if you read this, there's no price. This huge headline has no price. I have no idea what the price is. So that even made it even more difficult for me, but I still wanted to play it. It was a challenge for me as a trader because now I've got a 400 million offering, but no price target. No set 18, 16, 17, nothing. So how do you trade it, AJ? So it was a challenge for me. And so you know what I did? I said, if it pulls below 19, hits 1875, long the stock because you'll get 1 point. That's what I said. I was so proud of that call. I was like, this is what it's going to do. Even though I didn't have the price, I felt that it was down just enough that I could do that. And so what I did is I called it out in the chat room and in pre-market, and I told everyone to long the stock. You can see right here, AMRN, right there, number third pick, 400 million public owner. Now, normally I will tell the traders 400 million offering with a price target, but I didn't have one for them. So I said I would like a little bit more pullback to 1875 if it comes or under because I didn't have it. But once it pushes through that 19, you're going to get 1 to 1.5 points on the upside. And then it'll fade off for nice money. And then see how I said, in my opinion, this should come down more, giving us a nice opportunity to play for quick money. So the more it pulled at the open, the nice range we were going to get to the upside. And my God, it was such a beautiful trade. The way we set this up, I mean, look at this. Ding, 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 ding. The market opened and it pulled. And look how close I came. I mean, 1896, 1895. I'm like, damn. And he said, remember I told you 1875? Well, it eventually hit 1866. So I was really right. But I really wanted to hit it right at the open so I could play it. But you want to know what made it so beautiful? Look at the range. I mean, to $20 a share, think of the size you could have took. I love, love, love trades like this. I love them. They're so easy to do and understand. And you know what? The beauty of it was the short. You want to see how it shorted? The double topping. This is a standard Janny 101 art of the short. He taught me this. When you got a double top like that and it doesn't break out, that's your short. Once it breaks through this, shoo, there's your short. And I mean, this is textbook Janny right here. I mean, look at that. And you can't go, well, in hindsight, it looks that way. Anybody can call that. Stop. Okay, really, this is what we do in our room. I mean, this is what we look for. We identify these short positions. And I had a trader that wanted to actually short this and it right here. And I said, no, no, it's got more pop into it. And then I took my eyes off it. Then I saw this double top. There's your short right there. Once it breaks through this flag on the downside, you get a downside flag right there. You break it right there. Bam. You could size in here because it ain't going up anymore. So really nice trade. Really, really nice trade. And once they determine the pricing, if it's 19, this probably stock would probably collapse a little bit more tomorrow, and you can buy the weakness. So I might trade this again for tomorrow. Okay. Anyway, we had so many great plays today. It was fun. I actually had uh, over 45 on my calendar to trade, and but I stuck with it, and I picked this. I think I picked a really good batch of 12 for everyone to make money on. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun today. Anyway, I thank you for being a part of this great webinar. I do appreciate you for allowing me to talk to you for about 25 minutes. Um, what a wonderful room uh, we built here, and just the ability to find these stocks, know what they're going to do. And that's really what it comes down to, is just being in the right environment to help you make money. Even if you lose on a trade or it doesn't go, I mean, today I was only 95% accurate, which means one or two were slightly off. I mean, my PM call was off today. Stock went to 89 versus 86. I mean, the earnings were just too strong on it. But, for the most part, we were on point. Everything. I love trading race today with the B of A price target at 225. And I felt buy at 169 and then it go to 172, but the stock actually came down to 167, which actually gave us better opportunity. B of A really loves Ferrari, so it really came out strong on it. But for the most part, everything else just was right on target and worked. And right now we're swinging some ACST in the chat room at $1.44 with only, I believe, a 6 cent, 5 cent risk. And and here it is, the entry at 142. And we're looking for the stock hopefully in a today or tomorrow hit the $2 area. It's a slow stock. Oppenheimer came out with it, but very little risk on the trade. But if you took sides, you got a decent reward on it because I think it's almost hit 160 already. So, all right. So thank you, and I will see you tomorrow. If you want to join our room, love to have you here. Let me see. I have a quick question here. Hold on. Thank you, Shakat. Yeah, so if you want to come here and hold on, see that right here, just click and you're all set. Just click and then a little slow there. Trust me, you just click the link and you're in the room, and then you can do it. So, what do you think the pricing will be for AMRN, AJ? I think the pricing will be probably at 1850, somewhere around there. Yeah. So it's just such a big size. Anyway, just join and that's it. I got a couple annuals that are going to try to sign up. So I am still doing the annual for everyone, just so you know. Um, and what I do on the annuals, I will pay for 6 months of briefing.com. I will also pay up to $500 on a platform. And the reason why I want to do that, because I want you to trade a CODX. I want you to do what we do, but I want to give you $500. Throw it in an account, and when I say, okay, this is your small account trade, I want you to see that account grow. It's like your little savings account. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I can keep delivering you every day these small cap stocks that pay you 300, 400, 500, at the end of the week, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? You'll have an extra $1,500 in your bank account because I gave you 500 to be an annual. Just sign up to be an annual. That's it. I'll hand you 500, help you open the account. You get the account, 14,000 buying power, and every single day of the week, I will find you these $3, $4, $5 stocks that short or fade or go long. And if I get one that wants to long and go up 6, 7 points, Jesus, from $2 and you only bought 1,000 shares, you make $3,000 on that one trade. I mean, with $500, and I gave it to you. you know? Plus, I gave you briefing. I'm helping you. I'm helping you to be successful. Okay. And that's why I want to do it. So, anyway, thank you. Take care and be well.